Thanks for staying with us. And Bill O'Reilly in the Unresolved Problem segment tonight, just hours after Deputy Darren Goforth was murdered in Houston, allegedly by a black man. There was an anti-police demonstration at the Minnesota State Fair by Black Lives Matter.
Pigs in a blanket, fry like bacon. 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 Pigs in a blanket, fry like bacon.
Pigs in a blanket means dead police officers. Joining us now from Washington, Mary Catherine Ham. Here in New York City, Juan Williams. Is Black Lives Matter a hate group?
No. I mean, you mean like neo-Nazis or Aryan Nation or Klan or even terrorist groups like Boko Haram?
I wouldn't say they're terrorists. I think they're a hate group. They hate police officers.
Well, they have strong feelings about
No, they hate them. They want them dead. Pigs in a blanket is dead.
I think hate group would suggest that they have the means to commit violence, and we have not seen them involved in any violence to this point. In fact, the principal damage, I would say, is they damage themselves. Because look at this, they have no agenda.
You can be charged with a hate crime by painting a swastika on a synagogue, okay?
Yes.
These people, after the death, the murder of this deputy, went out and said, we want more police officers killed. That's what that
No, I don't. First of all, I don't know that that's connected. They're in Minnesota. The other people in Houston.
Well, everybody knew about it.
Well, I don't think it's connected. I think
it was
because what I read about the demonstration that took place in Minnesota had to do with the St. Paul Police Department and the number of use of violent force that's led to deaths, which is the highest.
Boy, you're giving these people the benefit of the doubt.
What I'm saying to you is these people, you should know that this Black Lives Matter, if they're doing damage, if they're hurting somebody, they're hurting the legacy of the civil rights movement in this country.
I don't argue with that.
They have no agenda.
But my question is, are they a hate group? Mary Catherine.
No, I do not think they're a hate group. Here's the thing, though. If they used the standard that the left uses for groups on the right when categorizing hate groups, then yes, they would be. Because here's the thing. Many on the left and many in the media are interested in classifying anybody who disagrees with them politically as haters. I think that's an unfair standard. And this is a movement that I disagree with sometimes, and this was a disgusting representation of that movement. I don't think that everyone in that movement is engaged in this kind of thing. And I think that they have some points.
I think they're a hate group, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to put them out of business. And any media person who supports them, I'll put them on this program. I'm going to put their picture right up on here. Go ahead.
But does political rhetoric and political movements, do they cause murders?
Okay.
Because if you go down that road, are you allowed to criticize the police in public? Are you allowed to
criticize the police if you call for their demise? That's hatred. I want to run a soundbite, Mary Catherine. I want to run a soundbite by Ted Cruz today. Go.
We stand with our police officers. We stand with our firefighters, with our EMS, with our first responders. These are brave heroes who risk their lives keeping us safe. And I do think we're seeing the manifestation of the rhetoric and vilification of law enforcement, of the police that is coming from the top, that's coming from the President of the United States, and it's coming from senior officials.
What do you say to that?
That's just not right. I mean, the fact is, look, Black Lives Matter is hurting themselves because they are distracting from the real issue. The real issue of whether or not there's excessive use of police force in cases like, you know, Eric Adams or whatever here in New York, Eric Garner, excuse me, or Ferguson or Baltimore. What you've got, Bill, is even black Americans. There's a poll out today. 2/3 of black Americans don't agree with this Black Lives Matter. They say all lives matter.
I agree with that.
So what you're seeing is they don't even have the strength of black America behind them.
That's because they're a hate group.
I don't think they're a hate group. You think differently.
What do you say about Cruz, Mary Catherine?
Well, I agree with him about the first part about standing with folks, and I think that there is some vilification. You can find it in these groups. I don't think that that causes people to murder people, because if you go down the road where political speech is inspiring these acts, whether it's on the right or the left, then you get to the point where we're saying we cannot criticize the state in public because some maniac might go and kill somebody. You can't call for
violence against them, and that's what Black Lives Matter is doing.
I agree with saying you shouldn't do that, but I don't think it's causal.
Not strong enough. I want to make two things for the record.
Strong.
President Obama did call Kathleen Goforth today and express his condolences on behalf of the American people. That was a good thing.
It would also be nice to send somebody from the administration to some of these funerals of law enforcement officers, which has not happened in the past.
And the final thing is, I want to reiterate the statistic for all of you people who may sympathize with Black Lives Matter. Less than 0.1% of all arrests in the United States end with someone being killed. 0.1%. Mary Catherine Juan, thank you. Water's on deck. Big controversy at Northeastern University.